How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? My name is WaffleRowlet, and welcome back to a brand new video, guys. So today we have a little bit of some really important information right here coming from Nintendo Soup, which are some awesome guys over here that, or an awesome website that has been actually reporting a lot of really important information that I think is worthwhile checking out and reporting on. And they reported something specifically interesting here, which is Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee could be played without motion controls, but there's a catch. So I was a bit intrigued here. I was like, okay, so my biggest issue with like these upcoming games is that, you know, it seems like they're more focused on being played as, like, you know, with the Switch as a home console. So, like, you know, take out the Joy-Cons and, you know, put your actual Switch inside of a dock and, you know, play like this, you know, just with the Joy-Con itself. And then just keep throwing with the Pokemon, you know, at the Pokemon with the Pokeballs and stuff. But apparently, that is not the way they're going about it. Apparently, there's going to be a way to play it easily in also just the handheld mode, which I really like the way they describe it here because it sounds way better than what I expected originally they were going to do, because I thought they were going to use the gyroscope, but according to this, they're going to do something different. So let's read what they actually have to say. A few months ago, after Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu Let's Go Eevee was announced, officially revealed to the public, many were turned off by the fact that they had to use motion controls to catch Pokemon in handheld mode. Indeed. So, IGN has asked the Pokemon Company to clarify on the matter as it feels unnatural to use motion controls in handheld mode. Here's what the company said. So what they mean by motion controls is like, you know, the gyroscope, right? Aiming like this, like, oh, there we go, right? Yeah, that's like something I don't like myself. I hate that. I've always hated it, even on phones, like, you know, oh, I have to aim, right? It's like, it's just not fun. It's just, it's a poor gameplay implementation. Like, I get it if, like, you know, you have that sort of thing, but if you're playing like, hypothetically, you're like a VR game, right? But no, this is going to be different, apparently. So, Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu, Let's Go Eevee do not require, and this was, by the way, IGN asked the Pokemon Company to clarify on the matters as it feels unnatural to use motion controls in handheld mode. Here's what the company said. Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee do not require to use motion controls or physical gestures when in handheld mode. Instead, players can use joysticks on the left Joy-Con controller to aim and press A to throw the Pokeball, or a Pokeball. The simulated throwing motion associated with the Joy-Con controllers or Pokeball Plus are intended to enhance the gameplay experience, but are not required to play these games. So, essentially, they confirm here. So you're going to be able to essentially just catch Pokemon by aiming with your you know, control over here. So wait, this is this is the left one. So you'll be aiming with this one, right? You'll be aiming with this in you know, this joystick right here on the left, and then, you know, just pressing A. So you're going to be aiming and pressing A, which is great. That's way better than having to aim like with a gyroscope. That's awful. I hate that. So I'm really excited to hear this. So in other words, trainers can use a joystick to aim and throw a Pokeball, and the throwing motion is to enhance the gameplay experience. Along with the written statement, the Pokemon Company sent to IGN a video of the game in action, but it turned out there was some cavities. Cavities? I don't know. Firstly, in the video, the Nintendo Switch was placed on a flat surface. It did not show the Switch held with two hands. This leads to speculation that motion controls could still be activated when motion is detected. Secondly, the Pokemon Company confirmed the motion controls cannot be turned off in Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu, Let's Go Eevee, so there will be the possibility that motion controls could be automatically activated, especially when you're holding your Switch in handheld mode. What do you think? Let us know in the comments down below. So yeah, I don't know, man. This is getting me a little bit worried that they had it on a flat surface and that's how they did it. I assume maybe they just did it on a flat surface to get this good possible video, but I could be wrong, you know, because maybe if they're holding it, it'll be harder to record it, you know, and send over that footage. But it gets me a little bit worried. But I think it's fine. It's not the end of the world, you know. It's a pretty straightforward, non-issue at this point. If they've already explained that it's going to be, you know, doable with just the joystick and the A button, you know what I mean? It's going to be fine. So, what else do we have today? Well, you guys know that yesterday I did a video that was like pretty long about, I think it was, yeah, Cerebi did a bunch of, or had a bunch of gameplay from the Pokemon Company and stuff. Well, turns out that Birdkeepertoby, which you can see right there, was also at the Pokemon Company's, you know, offices, or, you know, I guess, I'm not sure if it was Nintendo's offices or Pokemon Company offices, but he was there, actually, and here you can see some gameplay. By the way, check out his channel. He has 3 episodes of Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu, Let's Go Eevee already, Let's Play episodes that he's uploaded, which actually makes me a little bit curious, guys. I'm going to be live streaming Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu or Eevee. I'm not sure which one I'm going to live stream yet, but I'm going to live stream either one of those. I'm going to have both games. So I'm really curious. Would you guys want to see also Let's Plays of the game? Like, would you want to see me also Let's Play Let's Go Pikachu, Let's Go Eevee, or either one of those, and then also live stream it in a 24-hour live stream, trying to complete the games, you know, one of the games in one day? Would you want to see a Let's Play of videos and also a live stream Let's Play? Or do you want to just see a live stream Let's Play and that's all? Because that's what I'm going to do no matter what, but I'm not sure about the other section, which is the Let's Play section. But either way, that's besides the point. So why am I showing you this? Well, Birdkeepertoby actually mentioned something really interesting right here, which I want to kind of talk about. So just hear me out, or like hear out what he has to say here. So let's just see if this actually, you know, this could be some good info, but let's listen.
Back. So just like little things like that to help tighten up the gameplay and make it a little bit, I guess, easier. And by the way, easier isn't a bad thing. One, this is the tutorial of the game. Two, I've been assured by the people that work at Pokemon, it gets harder. And three, this really is the perfect game for a starting trainer. If you've got a niece, a nephew, a younger sibling, a child, this is the game to play with them. It's absolutely the perfect game for the starting trainer. You got friends who like Pokemon Go, but maybe they've never played Let's Go. They've got a Switch. This is the game, and this is just me messing around trying to read a sign.
So, what he said right there was really important, I think, for us to realize about these games. They aren't meant to be the hardcore games we're used to, but they still apparently are saying they're ensuring Birdkeepertoby here, which I trust. He is my favorite Pokemon YouTuber. I love this guy. He makes the best Pokemon videos out there, hands down. But what he just said there is very important. Why? Because just think about it, right? They ensured him that it does get harder, and all we've really seen in terms of any major gameplay of this game has all been from Pallet Town to specifically, from Pallet Town to Pewter City, right? That's all we've really seen. We've seen Viridian Forest. We've seen kind of the start of the game, right? Just like the basic introduction to the game. And that's all we've really seen. So it's kind of hard for us to know. I mean, yes, you can say like, oh, but we've seen Vermilion City. We've seen this. We've seen that, right? We've seen gameplay of other places. But then again, we've seen only like little tiny bits of that. We already know how the region is going to look like. We already know Kanto. We already know where we're going to go, what we're going to do, all that stuff. We're already aware of that. But what he's saying here is that this game is going to get harder, according to what they told him. Now, their definition of harder is maybe different from your and mine definition of harder, but like, you know, base value, like base view, like as we see this game right now, it's very easy. It's very simple, right? It's not too hard. It's not too difficult. At the same time, also, it's not meant to be super difficult. It's meant to be an introduction to a new generation of kids, right? This is supposed to, like, the same way that some people get introduced, like, you know, for example, I got introduced to Pokemon through Gold and Silver from one of my friends, and that's how I learned about Pokemon the most. Like, you know, I played, you know, his version a little bit on his console, and then of course, before that, owned the cards and stuff, but once I actually got, like, into Pokemon for real, that was with Gen 3, while somebody else got into Pokemon maybe with Gen 4, somebody got in with Gen 1, somebody with Gen 2, somebody with Gen 5 maybe even, somebody with Gen 6, you know what I mean? People get introduced to Pokemon at different times because there are new generations of kids always coming in and, you know, joining into the franchise. So what Let's Go is trying to introduce the youngest audience, the youngest possible, like, you know, newest generation into Pokemon with a game that's gonna fit them. And I feel like that's where we should probably stop shitting on these games as much as we do. I love shitting on them, like, trust me, it's glorious, because I have reasons to shit on them, as I find them to be pretty lacking in certain areas where I feel like, hey, isn't this kind of like dumbing it down a little bit too much? But then you gotta realize the reason why they are doing the games, and they maybe not dumbed down, like they feel dumbed down to us, but they don't feel dumbed down maybe to Game Freak, because they just thought, okay, well, Pokemon Go's, you know, super big. Parents play Pokemon Go with their kids and stuff. What if we just made a game, you know, that's, you know, it's at the same time, it's a Yellow remake, plus it's also a nostalgia trip for anybody who likes Gen 1, and on top of that, it's also going to be a way for, like, parents to bring in their kids and, like, you know, new generations of kids to join in on Pokemon. If maybe they own a Switch, or their parents bought them a Switch or something for Christmas or whatever it may be, they'd be able to, like, play this, you know, brand new experience that, I mean, it's kind of old for the rest of us, but it's new to them because they haven't played Pokemon before. Basically, these games are an introductionary game, right? They are mainline, by the way. There's no denying that these games are mainline games. Like, if Game Freak and the Pokemon Company themselves say they are mainline games, they are mainline games. You can argue that they're just doing it to make more money, whatever. Of course they're, you know, doing it to make more money. It's a mainline game. They're supposed to, you know, do it to make more money. That's why they're mainline games, and they're not specifically spin-offs made by a different company. They're mainline games made by Game Freak, released by Game Freak, etc. They are mainline games. It's undeniable, but they're not meant for for us. They're meant as an introductionary. They're meant as an entry point for a brand new audience. They're meant to bring in people that haven't played Pokemon before. They're supposed to bring in people that aren't used to the things we're used to and just kind of introduce them. And what's the best way to do that? Well, most kids have played Pokemon Go. Most kids have played on this with their parents or on their own, and they maybe just still are playing it. Because keep in mind, Pokemon Go still has like 11 million players, daily players that play it. 11 million people. That's still a lot of people. That's like more than the population of Sweden as a whole. So, you know what I mean? There's still a lot of people that are playing Pokemon Go. And even more people when there are big events or new things being introduced, like people come back and play. My point is, there are a lot of people still playing Pokemon on Pokemon Go, and they know that the smartest way to go about all this is to bring those people in, just kind of nap on them and bring them into the franchise, and that's what these games are meant for. They're supposed to bring in a brand new generation, while we are getting the game that we're expecting next year. That's when I'm expecting to get the experience that isn't an introductionary, that isn't something that we've already seen a million times. It's going to be brand new. Improved graphics, as they've said. Also, if you guys want to see me do a video, there was a huge article, a huge post from Ishihara, from the president of the Pokemon company. He specifically talked about the major improvements of graphics they're gonna do for Gen 8. And if you guys want to see me do a video on that, please let me know in the comments down below. But other than that, guys, I think this is just kind of interesting. I agree with Toby here, and I agree that what he's saying makes 100% sense. These games are meant to be kind of introductionary. Play with your nieces, etc. Siblings that are younger that haven't played Pokemon before. This is supposed to be an introductionary thing. I think this would be great to play with my younger brothers, because a lot of them they're into Pokemon maybe on some lower levels, playing a little bit of Pokemon Go here and there, or playing with the Pokemon cards, but they haven't really played the DS games maybe. I mean, some of them haven't because, slightly younger, but, it'd be a good way to introduce them into Pokemon by playing this with them in the co-op mode. It's gonna be great for a good introductionary thing, right? For us, it isn't maybe as good as we are more used to the other experiences, wild battles, etc., right? We're used to that. We know that's what we want. But hey, he said it here. If he's wrong, then well, that's just what it is. Or if they lied to him, that's just what it is. But they told Toby that these games will get harder as you progress. If they do get harder as we progress in the game, that would be awesome. Based on what we've seen so far, they seem to be pretty easy. And again, what we've seen mostly of is introductionary, the tutorial-esque area, from Pallet Town to Pewter City, kind of tutorial-ish. So, I don't know, guys. Either way, I want to know your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below. Thank you so much for watching, and also make sure to check out Toby. He has done 3 episodes already on Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu, Let's Go Eevee, so do check out his channel and check out those videos and those episodes. Either way, guys, thank you so much for watching. My name is Waffle Reality. I will see you all the next time. Bye-bye, ladies and gentlemen.